Sources say a humiliated Will Smith wants to divorce Jada Pinkett Smith, but what's stopping him? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Now, I know a lot of us are saying, finally, do it, Will, but this is surprising only in that he's always said divorce is not an option. And we're going to go through all the previous statements as well, but let's get to what's being reported now from sources coming into Heat magazine. Now, look, this is an outlet that has been correct on some Meghan Markle stuff we've reported on. It is still sort of gossipy, but take that as you will. But this is where the sources are coming from, and I'm curious what you think. And as I read it, it does seem believable to me. All right, so here's what the story says. A humiliated Will Smith wants to divorce Jada Pinkett Smith. Obviously, we know due to their life partnership, by all accounts, which is more complex than quantum physics, especially when the two people involved have very different understandings of the dynamics. Couple stunned the world. Obviously, we know this with the promo tour to Worthy, her ridiculous book where she changed the story so many damn times. Did you see the last one, guys? The last one where she's called him out so many times and got backlash for it that was actually greater than usual that she had to go back and readjust it. But then she couldn't help herself, and then she once again continued to emasculate Will and make it worse. She's always trying to defend her actions, like I was always right. Hoda and the Today Show are the ones that made me lie. Nonsense, girl. You lied. We caught you. The video did really well here. A lot of you have been watching it. You exposed yourself. In fact, I'm going to put it here again. If you didn't watch that one, go rewatch it. It's pretty damning how she came up back on that Today Show and changed the tune of all things. But yes, so here we learned that they were on a break, which she acknowledged during the whole Red Table Talk nonsense, even during the Oscars. Apparently, it wasn't until the Oscars themselves where now Jada is saying that's when they changed things and were in a relationship. Jada's bottom line remains that despite being separated, she and Will never divorce. She also suggests that because of their whopping 3-year age gap, she's going to need to take care of him one day. But despite the united front, we're told Will's got a lot more to say behind closed doors. Will was blindsided by Jada's confessions. Says an insider close to Hollywood's formerly golden couple, who married in 1997. Obviously, 2 kids, and then one, Trey, who he has with a previous relationship. Jada did not have his approval to rip the lid off their private life like she did, but went ahead regardless, and it's left him feeling more emasculated than ever. Now, do you guys buy that? I mean, she's pretty much been doing that already, but I could buy it that it's like, why do you keep talking about it? Why are you you did this book, fine, let people read the book. Why are you doing it on the Today Show and all these other places revealing the big get? Because you needed to reveal a big get, Jada, to sell the book, to get the media to talk about you. And you then had to talk about, we're never together. We were only together on Oscar night. And apparently that's what really rubbed him the wrong way. Actor said to feel particularly humiliated and betrayed by Jada opening up on his Oscar slap, revealing she was shocked when Will had referred her to as his wife. And that was something she had said, like, when asked, were you surprised? She's like, I was surprised that he called me his wife because we weren't together. As if that was helpful, Jada. As if you apparently now love your man, you're going to stand by your man, and it was the Oscars that made you realize this and how much he needed you. But then all this time later, that's what you're telling the press? How do you not see that's not supportive? How do you not see that's not helpful to Will? How do you not see that's emasculating? Oh, because that's just who you are. And it does seem like he's starting to see it, according to these sources. The insider says it's only the couple's hefty $400 million fortune with no prenup that's stopping Will from rushing into divorce. Now that's believable. That could check. We're told he knows he needs to be strategic as there's $400 million on the line. But he's hurt and angry, and this is the final straw. He wants to divorce and end the charade. Which way do you guys say it? He also wants to make room in his life for a real relationship, and even though a part of him still loves Jada, that ship has sailed. I mean, I want this to be true, given how she's treated him publicly and privately. We saw that Instagram, when she posted that Twitter video for the Red Table promo, shoving the camera in his face and making him promote and talk about the relationship. You can just tell that's not something Will wants to do. But Jada insisted, keeps putting out there the whole entanglement. All this stuff has blown up in her face. And I just don't believe that was stuff Will wanted for, which is what Jada's trying to say. It's always everybody else's fault. We just did another story where she's like, oh, I Will wanted me to do that table talk about August, and I didn't stop him when he called it a relationship, even though it's not, but I let him have that. Oh my God, girl. August and Will both don't agree with you. You clearly are in denial. You're clearly living in a dream world. And the reality is you were with your kid's friend. It's creepy. It is super creepy. So let's go back though and rewind. Like, how realistic do we think this is? This is back 2011. And in this quote, here's Will again saying it. So I'm curious what you guys think. And then again, maybe he was faking it, just like he's been faking everything when he did, and then finally exploded with the slap. Here's what he said. Divorce can't be an option. With Jada, I stood up in front of God and said, till death do us part. So there are two possible outcomes. One, we're going to be together till death, or two, I am dead. When Will asked me to get married, I said, understand this, there will be no divorce, she said. So you might be in one bedroom and I might be another, but we're going to be under the same roof and we're going to be married. Well, apparently that's not the case, Jada. So now, again, your quotes, we caught her quotes again. She admitted that they were living separate lives, separate places. She said that to Hoda. Oh, this woman, I can't. It's just so hard. Will Smith, again, now this was 2008, said it earlier, that divorce is not an option. This was talking to Ellen on the Ellen show. Will and his wife Jada have been married for 10 years, unheard of in Hollywood. It's like dog years when you're married here. That's like 50 years, right? What I found is divorce just can't be an option. It's really that simple. And I think that's the problem with LA. There are so many options. So a huge part of the success for Jada and I is that we removed the other options. Did you though? Secret of success, we're like, listen, we're going to be together one way or the other, so we might as well just try to be happy. That sounds miserable. Look, we're doing this. Whether we like it or not, whether we love each other or not, we committed and we don't give up. So even if it's hell and we want to go do other people and the other one's uncomfortable, it doesn't matter. We got to do whatever we want to do and we're going to deal with it. Sounds so unhealthy. It sounds so unhealthy. This isn't impressive to me. I don't know. Like, there's a part of me where it's like, okay, if you guys want to be in a marriage where you guys can do whatever you want, you're transparent to each other, fine. But then, like, keep it to yourselves and don't keep the way Jada talks about it. It doesn't seem like she's okay with it. It seems like Will might have been fine with her going out with August, whatever, maybe. But Will doesn't want that in the public. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, we agreed to do this. Stop talking about it. She can't stop talking about it. So what's the secret of their success? We're like, listen, we're going to be together one way or the other. We might as well be happy. DeGeneres also suggested Smith consider politics. Yeah, no, blah, blah, blah. Good luck. Not now. Maybe at one point. Here's a letter from Jada also talking about divorce. This is from 2013. Letter to a friend. You are divorced. Your ex-husband is not being kind or considerate, but you can't harp on it because it steals the energy that should be given to your potential and power. At the end of the day, your survival is at risk, and you complaining about what he is not doing and what he should be doing does not change your circumstances. We have to use these circumstances to analyze what we need to do different, how we need to strengthen, how we need to be more. You are strong and capable, and now you have been put in a position where you must use your capabilities to change your circumstances without your ex help or kindness. In the ideal world, the circumstances in which you and your children are facing are unacceptable. But the most painful realization I have had about this life is that we are not entitled to anyone's kindness or consideration. That is a painful truth. Stay focused and keep moving. So again, this reiterates like I can do anything. You have your own power. Don't let any man keep you down, but it's unacceptable to get divorced. So I'm going to rail on my man as long as I can and have to get through it because failure and divorce are not an option. Okay, Jada. Will Smith may face one of the ugliest divorces as Jada shares healing message over the slap. Now, this came in after the slap, obviously, but experts were talking about, well, what would happen if they did divorce? And yes, it would be ugly. Now, reports are coming in saying that they don't have a prenup. Now, I can't confirm or deny that, but that's what the reports are saying. And yes, because of all the money and power and Jada, could be one of the ugliest divorces in showbiz history. Now, the kids are all old enough, so that alleviates a lot of it. Usually you stay around for the kids until they're adults, and now the kids are adults, so they could. But considering all that's happened in the last few weeks, the Smith family has been focusing on deep healing. Some of the discoveries around our healing will be shared when the time calls. She was ready to drop it then, and you notice they never did. Will's like, enough. And she's like, well, I'm writing my book. Until then, the table will continue offering itself to powerful, inspiring healing testimonies. No, it won't, because it got canceled. Thank God. I think everyone, I wonder if Will is out there like, do not buy this show. And everyone's like, I don't want to touch this toxic thing. But at the end of the day, the amount of money, they've been promised for years. They've been barely speaking. That reiterates what we knew now that she's confirmed it. But Will has a fortune of $350 million that Jada would be entitled to half of under California law. It could be one of the ugliest divorces in showbiz history and drag on longer than Angelina and Brad's, which was currently, to me, the ugliest. Brad and Angelina have been separated for years, but their divorce is yet to be finalized. And she just keeps digging up all this stuff about the plane. And she uses so many sneaky PR tactics to try to get at Brad. And Brad really doesn't put anything out there. It seems like he took the memo. Let's not fight in front of the kids, publicly, media-wise, anything. Will and Jada are also actors with huge salaries, multiple children, but the children are now old enough. Will obviously doesn't want that, but there's only so much he can take. Again, Heat magazine coming in back then saying that this is where things are going. So what do you think? What do you think? Now that we've gone past the previous statements and we're hearing what the sources are saying here, do you believe them? Do you think Will really does feel humiliated at home, but he's stuck monetarily and also still in that weird, like, I can't get divorced. That's failure. I'm not a failure. What do you think? Do you think he'll eventually say, F it, I'm out of here? I hope he does. I think that'd be better. It's not worth the money, Will. I think you got a lot more support if you did leave. And not trash her, but just leave and say, we've realized that this weird way wasn't working and I'm going to try something else. And we wish Jada the best, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I think he'd curry a lot more favor. Do you disagree? I want to hear your thoughts. Before you comment, though, can you make sure you've also hit that subscribe and the bell for all alerts? Hit that all so you get notified because they make you. Hit the thumbs up as well. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. I'm curious what you think. We will be live later today. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorn Planet.